The confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County today comes to 95,371. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 3,285. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 542, with total confirmed deaths at 50. We anticipate those numbers to increase later today as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Sunday, June 28th. Thanks for joining us on this last Sunday of the month. California Governor Gavin Newsom is ordering the closure of bars in 7 California counties today, including Los Angeles, as the state's coronavirus case numbers continue to grow. The governor tweeted this afternoon saying due to the rising spread of COVID-19, California is ordering bars to close in Fresno, Imperial, Kern, Kings, San Joaquin, Tulare, and Los Angeles counties. And while not mandated, the state is recommending that bars close in the following 8 counties: Contra Costa, Riverside, Sacramento, San Bernardino, Santa Barbara, Santa Clara, Stanislaus, and Ventura. The 7 counties mandated to close their bars have been on the state's COVID-19 watch list for more than 2 weeks now. The news comes after the state saw nearly 6,000 confirmed cases on Saturday. Los Angeles County health officials are warning the public about a fake mask-wearing exemption card circulating. A bogus mask card was reported saying the card holder does not need to wear a face covering. These fraudulent cards carry the U.S. Department of Justice logo and read that wearing a mask poses mental and health risks for the holder, and that under the Americans with Disabilities Act, they are not required to disclose their condition. The Department of Justice issued a statement confirming that they have not issued or endorsed any card or flyer regarding a face mask exemption. Authorities believe the cards were issued by a group called Freedom to Breathe Agency. California Governor Gavin Newsom mandated the use of face coverings statewide just last week, with the exception of those under 2 years old or adults with medical conditions that prevent them from wearing one. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention came out with startling new statistics. Officials say new estimates indicate that COVID-19 infection rates may actually be drastically underestimated. CDC Director Robert Redfield says now that serology tests are available, which screen for antibodies, the estimate shows that it's about 10 times more that people have antibodies. Officials say knowing the accuracy of infected cases is a crucial detail for planning future measures, whether it's stay-at-home practices, opening economies, or vaccination campaigns. This would also help researchers provide more accurate data about the number of people who are asymptomatic and the real mortality rate. As of the end of last week, more than 2.5 million Americans were diagnosed with COVID-19. And if the CDC estimates are accurate, then the actual number of people who were infected could be as high as 25 million. Redfield says the outbreak is far from over, and the most powerful tool that people have is social distancing. A new study released says there may be a link between COVID-19 and brain complications. A preliminary research study published in The Lancet Psychiatry is being called the first nationwide survey of the neurological complications of the disease. Over the course of 3 weeks in April, researchers surveyed 153 hospitalized patients in the UK who had either a confirmed or probable COVID-19 diagnosis and a new neurological or psychiatric diagnosis. The study found that among the 125 patients with complete medical records, 57 had a stroke caused by a blood clot in the brain, and 39 had an altered mental state, and 7 had encephalitis or inflammation of the brain. Patients range from 23 to 94 years old, and while strokes were more common in older patients, research found that those who experience an altered mental state were seen across all ages. This is the most recent in more than 300 studies published that look into possible connections between COVID-19 and brain conditions. California lawmakers approved a $202 billion state budget deal heading into the weekend. The agreement went to Governor Gavin Newsom's desk after the Assembly gave their final okay on Friday. Newsom called it a responsible budget under the historically difficult circumstances we face. Legislators avoided widespread cuts to public services like schools and healthcare programs in part by temporarily raising taxes on businesses with more than $1 million in annual revenue and delaying billions of dollars in future expenses. The budget also includes more than a dozen bills that direct spending for education, healthcare, transportation, and other state services. Due to the health pandemic, the state is seeing a sharp decline in tax revenue and increased costs associated with fighting the coronavirus outbreak. Lawmakers are hoping for a federal bailout by October 15th that would allow them to reverse about $11 billion in cuts to go into effect July 1st. In just a few months, all Californians who are registered to vote will be mailed ballots for the upcoming general election held on November 3rd. Due to concerns of potential risk of infection, Governor Newsom ordered county officials to mail a ballot to every registered voter in the state. Now, here in Los Angeles County, this would have happened by 2024, so this just simply accelerates the process. The LA County Registrar Recorder's Office will verify that voters are registered before sending the forms. The information will also include how to request ballots in different languages. Also new this year, mail ballots that have been postmarked by Election Day can arrive up to 17 days after the election and still be counted. Now, if you want to receive a mail-in ballot, you must be registered by October 19. You can go to lavote.net to get started. Two major companies are making changes to the way they market their skincare products, joining the global stance against racism. The French company L'Oreal says it will remove words like white and whitening, fair and fairness, light and lightening from its skincare products. L'Oreal Group owns beauty brands Garnier, Maybelline New York, La Roche-Posay, SkinCeuticals, and L'Oreal Paris, among many others. And consumer goods giant Unilever announced its plans to change the name of their Fair and Lovely brand and would end references to whitening or lightening or fairness. According to the company, the decision is the next step in the evolution of its skincare portfolio to be a more inclusive version of beauty. This comes on the heels of other U.S. brands that are addressing their use of racial stereotypes or imagery in popular products like Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben's, Mrs. Buttersworth, Cream of Wheat, Eskimo Pie, and Darlie. As we head into the month of July, it should be a fun and busy time for astronomy fans. Beginning on July 4th, 3 unique stargazing events will take place. First, a lunar eclipse is set to occur next weekend on the 4th of July. Then, on July 14th, Jupiter will reach opposition, followed by Saturn a few nights later on July 20th. This means they will be at their closest points to the Earth and brightest. Then, rounding out the month, stargazers will enjoy a meteor shower on July 28th. As live theater halls, movie theaters, and concerts have closed at least for the near future, not all is lost. Disney Plus, the streaming service, launched a trailer of the film version of the hit Broadway musical Hamilton, set to release on July 3rd. The video project shows parts of the award-winning Broadway musical created and directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and also goes behind the stage at New York City's Richard Rodgers Theater. The musical premiered in 2016 with Miranda in the lead role. The trailer features cast performances of the theme song Alexander Hamilton, which stars Miranda. The Hamilton film wasn't due to be released until October 2021, but earlier this year, Disney announced it would fast-track production and would be shown on the eve of Independence Day. With the 4th of July coming up, the Torrance police and fire departments are reminding the community that all fireworks are illegal in the city. Officials say it's not only dangerous, but unlawful to possess, sell, give, or use any fireworks in the city, even including the ones considered safe and sane. Several incidents of illegal fireworks being set off around Southern California have been reported by various agencies. Any person caught with any type of firework or explosive device could face up to a $1,000 fine, 6 months in jail, or both. While the city of Torrance canceled this year's 4th of July fireworks show out of an abundance of caution and concern for resident safety, Torrance City Cable will broadcast last year's spectacular fireworks show on July 4th beginning at 8 p.m., so be sure to tune in. Torrance police ask the community, if you see something, say something. You can call their non-emergency hotline at 310-328-3456 or call 911 in the event of an emergency. The Torrance Antique Street Fair returned today after taking a 3-month hiatus. The Antique Street Fair featured more than 100 vendors as they lined the streets of Old Torrance. Shoppers were invited to a unique experience where antiques, collectibles, vintage clothes, vinyl, jewelry, home decor, plants, arts, and now face masks can be found. This once-a-month event is also pet-friendly, and admission along with parking is always free. It took place from 8 a.m. and wrapped up around 3 p.m. this afternoon. It took place on Sartori Avenue between Post and Marcelina Avenues. All those who walked the fair also wore face masks and followed social distancing protocols. In case you missed it today, not to worry, you can mark your calendars for the next Antique Street Fair set to take place on Sunday, July 26th. As the city continues its COVID-19 recovery efforts, we recently shared the news that Torrance City Hall and the Police Department lobby have reopened to the public. Well, efforts continue to ensure the public is safe when entering a Torrance facility, as the Victor E. Benstead Plunge and the Torrance Art Museum have also gotten their safety decals installed, as well as social distancing signs posted as they gear up for their reopening soon. We're also monitoring the reopening of the City Council chambers, as staff members are working to extend the dais to ensure elected officials and staff are seated socially distanced when meeting in person again to conduct city business. As unique graduation events, drive-by diplomas, and social distance goodbyes take place through the month of June, we want to continue celebrating our class of 2020 and your big milestone. Whether it's a preschool promotion or college graduation and every milestone in between, send us your photo and let us know what school you're graduating from. We'll be sure to share it on our show. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. With the majority of Americans having to cancel traditional summer plans due to COVID-19, we want to see how you and your family are making special changes to ensure your summer fun isn't completely ruined and you're still finding ways to fill your summer days. Whether you're planning a camping trip, road trip, or headed to a staycation somewhere, or just camping out in your backyard, send us your trip itinerary, camping checklist, road map, or pictures from your special summer plans. We'd love to see how you are making the most of your summer and hopefully inspire others. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and reflect how Torrance truly cares. Well, if you're planning to stay home tonight, we've got a great event you're sure to enjoy. The Torrance Theater Company presents its latest play, at-home virtual theater called Shooting Star, which starts at 6 p.m. sharp tonight. This is part of a series of stage readings and virtual performances. Tonight's play was written by Stephen Dietz and directed by Carrie Jordahl, featuring Jennifer Fainoff and Gary Kreska. Tonight's story is a bittersweet romantic comedy about a chance encounter between two college lovers who have a life-altering reunion at an airport. To watch, you'll need to register online and then tune in at 6 p.m. It's free and should be entertaining. At the start of the pandemic, the Torrance Theater Company was one of many forced to shut down. It just happened to be on the week of opening night of one of their highly anticipated shows. Well, they've shown to be as resilient as much of our community, finding alternative ways to bring laughter and entertainment into the homes of thousands forced to stay safer at home. One of the many ways we're seeing how members of our city continue to show how Torrance cares. Now, if you have a great story or have photos or videos you'd like to share or just want to say hello, please email us. That's our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Ben McCain brings you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.